Tagore, but yes, what I will be talking about will involve Tagore. But before I move any further, can I ask you to please put your hands together for all those participants? Thank you. For the ones who sang, for the ones who danced, for the ones who recited, and especially for our young friend who accompanied every group on the synthesizer. Thank you very much. And thank you to the teachers as well for putting in this effort and making this entire morning's assembly so special. Now, talking about Tagore, Tagore has been defined in so many ways. He was a freedom fighter, he was a writer, but if you look at it from a very holistic point of view, and if you actually delve into Tagore, you will see is an experience in itself. You need to experience Tagore rather than compartmentalizing it and looking at it from different aspects. And today, as I sat through the assembly, there was one thought that came to my mind over and over again. And that thought is, Tagore was so much ahead of his time. He was one person who, through his work, was not only able to inspire people, but he was also able to think beyond his time. And if you look at the poem that was recited, and which we even heard on the audiovisual, where the mind is without fear, it brings us to question ourselves. The poem that was written many years ago, it's more of a prayer than a poem. It's a prayer, it's an invocation to God, asking God to bless the country. And the very last line of the poem gets you thinking. Because Tagore says, "Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake." And that is the point when we begin to question ourselves that even after 67 years of freedom, have we really been able to do something worthy to go into that heaven? Because every time we open the newspaper, we see scams, money laundering, we hear about murders, we hear about disturbances, and so many other negativities that surround us. I mean, it's not only us, it's all over the country. And we begin to question ourselves whether we are really moving towards a bright future. A future that probably Tagore envisioned many years ago. And as young boys and girls who will take the lead in a few years to come, I think you need to sit back and question yourselves as to what your role should be to help us reach this heaven of freedom. Freedom from all the social evils. Freedom to be free from prejudice, from any form of evil that is causing our society to deteriorate. And I want you, as you get ready to go on your summer break, I know today is a very exciting day because you have over a month-long holiday waiting for you after the bell rings at 10:30. But I want you, each one of you, to actually take time out and think as to what you can do to make this world a better place. Start with something small. It can be something very small, by which you make another person's life better. And if each one of us does their bit, then I'm sure in the years to come, we will be able to reach the heaven of freedom that Tagore talks about. And talking about injustice and talking about inequalities in society, before you go on your summer break, I would just like to tell you something. 2 weeks ago, I was lucky enough to be invited to a premiere of very special movie directed by this director Amol Gupte. He is the director who directed movies like Tare Zameen Par and Stanley K. Dabba. And he's just done a new film called Hawa Hawai. Some of you may have seen the promos on TV. It's already started coming on TV. It's a phenomenal movie. And I think watching this movie will also help you probably take a more positive step towards improving society. So keeping that same thought in mind, during the holidays, please make it a point to see this movie. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Have a nice summer vacation. Thank you.